So, how do I speed up or improve my workflow? Well, that's a tricky question to answer because I don't know what your workflow is. Here's a general idea of how something works well. Let's say you have a bunch of footage and you want to cut it together. Well, the best program to do that in is Premiere. So you want to make use of specificity when it comes down to workflow. So, for example, don't edit things in After Effects, edit them. And when I say edit, this means linear editing like Premiere does or Final Cut does. You edit it there, and then you basically save it, and then just open up After Effects, and then you can import the timeline that you just did in Premiere into After Effects, and you can do effects to it, export it out of there as a movie, make sure you're happy with what you have in Premiere, then bring it into After Effects, and then do your work to it there, and then bring it back into Premiere for audio stuff like that, and then ship it off for exporting at a media encoder. So there's kind of a loop in there, but I don't mind it too much just because, you know, I'm going out and then I'm coming back in, and I can literally leave them open all the time and it doesn't matter. And the dynamic link during that After Effects portion, while I'm doing things in After Effects, if I change something in the Premiere file, it's going to update it in After Effects, and I'm leveraging the best of both applications. So you might have 3D apps and stuff like that, and you might have camera tracking, but here's my advice for how to speed up your workflow. Draw it out in a flowchart, and then determine what has to happen before you move on to the next step. So it could be you have to be 100% satisfied with how you've edited a sequence together before you export it. Or, you know, if you're going the other way and you have a whole bunch of clips that you're going to do things to in After Effects, then you import all of those compositions into Premiere, well, then you want to make sure that you've done all of them before you move into Premiere. If, you know, you want to do it the other way, you want to edit something in Premiere, media manage that, cut it down so that you're only affecting the takes you want, and then take that, put it into After Effects. Just make sure that you have a clear understanding of what you're doing and why you're doing it. You want to always be thinking, I want to leverage these programs for what the best they can do, and I want to make sure that I'm not doing anything twice. There are instances, like I said, where you could be affecting a whole bunch of clips. You only want to use the takes that you're going to use at the end, so only affect the takes that are the best. Now, this comes into play when you might have an editor who's doing one thing and then you're only doing part of it, so they will provide you with the files and then you send them back. But for a lot of people, if you're doing it all on your own, then it's only your time you're wasting. You would want to do something like just draw out roughly before you get your hands inside this thing that you know what you're going to do, what steps you're going to take. When it comes down to something like color grading, like with Magic Bullet or whatever, that's like the end. That's the last step. You know, you've done all of the hard work already. Let's go in and throw some color on it. You know, that's a color grading thing, so it's not integral to your process. It should come on at the end after you've edited it all together, after you've put After Effects on it, and then you can put some color correction on it. If you want to combine that with like the motion graphics and processing, well, that's fine, but then you have to push that one level back. Don't do it in Premiere, do it in After Effects. But again, you know, this is all personal preference. So for me, I use SpeedGrade because I love Adobe and I don't happen to like Magic Bullet very much. I don't know, it's not like my favorite thing in the world. But anyway, basically I can just take something out of Premiere, I can say send to SpeedGrade, then I can just edit it in there. So each level of the process can be dynamically linked together, and when you can do it, do it. So hopefully that helps. I'm Evan Abrams. Hopefully this has been helpful, and check out the Facebook page if you want to ask questions. Hit me up on Twitter at ECAbrams, and thanks a lot for watching. This has been Q&A, new tutorials every week. Subscribe to this channel to learn new stuff in After Effects, and hopefully that wasn't too boring. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you around the internet.